We're going to have an altar call again, invitation this morning, but I sang that song because as I was looking at this week, what I was going to preach on, and God delights in righteousness, but He delights especially in righteous people, okay? His people, when we act righteously, it makes God happy with us, and that's very important in the walk that we walk with the Lord. As Gene talked about walking, well, you know what? It's terrible to walk in a path where we're not happy, ain't it? It's terrible to walk. And let me tell you a little secret this morning. God is always with you if you're a child of God, but He may not always be walking with you. He may not always be walking. You say, well, what do you mean by that, Brother Cliff? Well, He promised never to leave me, never forsake me. But some of us are walking down paths today that you can't take God with you because it's a path of sin and unrighteousness. You know, you living in sin and you want God to bless you. That's a I don't know if the right word's oxymoron. It can't happen. You can't do it. It can't happen. I don't know why that we don't get that. We say, well, we want God's blessings on our schools, but you can't walk in unrighteousness. You understand this? We want God to bless America, but you can't kill babies, and you can't marry homosexuals. You can't live one way and say, I want God to. He can't walk that path. God can't walk that path. He can't walk a path of unrighteousness. He delights with His people when we walk in righteousness. And boy, ain't nothing like having God walk with you down that path. Ain't that right? You say, well, Brother Cliff, that's a whole different message, and it is. It is. But this morning, we're going to have an altar call, but this morning, is He satisfied with you? Now, I don't care what people think about you or what you think about yourself. Don't give a hoot about that this morning. I do really care about that. But this morning ain't about that. Is God satisfied with you? You know, a lot of people can't love themselves because they don't understand that God loves them. They don't understand the love of God, okay? So when we sing that song and we talk about, well, you know, I'm satisfied with you, but the question isn't, am I satisfied with Him? Is He satisfied with me? David said, and I just share this with you before we come together at the altar again, but the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and He delights in His way. Though he fall, he shall not be cast down, utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with His hand. I've been young, and now I'm old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor a seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and His seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. Forevermore. So as we try to answer that question this morning, is God satisfied with us? The psalmist gives us this picture of a righteous man. He is a man of mercy. He is a man of mercy. I had different message this morning, but you know, you're supposed to be ready to preach in season, out of season, ain't you? But here's a point for you. The first point of a righteous man is mercy. He is merciful. And the idea being is that he has understood what God has done for him. See, mercy is you receiving something that you don't really deserve at the expense of what Christ did for you. You deserve hell. You deserve the pains of the nails. You deserve the lashing on the back. But Jesus stepped in and gave you mercy, something you didn't deserve, but He did it because He loves you. Now, if you want to satisfy and make God happy this morning, quit judging people, quit talking about people, and be merciful to people. Not to your animals. I'm getting a little sick of this animal stuff. I really am. I'm getting a little sick of that. We're so merciful to animals, but we can't be merciful to people. We can't be merciful to children and little ones. We can't be merciful to those who are different than us, though they come from a different country or their skin color is different. We got to judge them because they can't have on clean clothes, or they wear ragged clothes, or we think they smell, or there's something wrong with them. We treat them totally different. but we'll walk 10 miles to make sure that a dog has a warm place to sleep tonight. And you can get mad at me all you want to, but God delights in a merciful person who takes mercy on who? On people. God's creation is that He created man in His own image. And He gave us that personality and character that we can be loved and cared for. Y'all understand that? And it's very important for us to be merciful, right? I got something I didn't deserve. Didn't y'all? So see, mercy. God delights in a merciful person. But the second thing is He's a lender, and we closing. Verse 20, 21 and 22 gives a picture of an evil person. He borrows. One sign of a person who is filled with wickedness, he borrows and he never pays it back. Now that's the worst thing a man can do in this world and in this society. In fact, our country is in the mess that it is in today because of people who borrow but they never pay back. And they're not got any intention on paying back. Their only desire is to get, because why? Their mentality is that you owe it to me. And therefore, they don't have no desire. And God says this is a wicked person who will not be blessed by the Lord. But a man who makes God happy is a man who lends. Not borrows, but he lends. Some of us need to learn that practice. And it's not talking about money all the time, though money is part of it. But it's talking about other things. It's talking about things that we possess. That we don't come to a place in our life that we become dominant over all that we have, and no one better not touch it. You better not touch it. You better not. Better not. See, when you have that attitude, you have quit being a person who pleases God. Yeah, if I got it, Duff, you can have it. If I got it, Miss Jean, you can use it. If it's on my place, you got to call me? No. Anybody in here got to call me to go and get one of my tractors? The key's in them. Get them. If you need to bush hog your field, hey, I won't hook it up for you. It's too hard. But you can hook it up yourself. You say, no, you wouldn't do that, Brother Cliff. Try me. And you know what I'll do? I'll even put fuel in it for you. I'll have to go to town and get it, won't I? I ain't got no fuel tank. I got to get it in 5-gallon buckets. But I'll get it. You say, no, you wouldn't do that. I'm my daddy's son. My daddy's owned 240 acres, Brunson. And he had 1, 2 little wore-out tractors. He had one good tractor that he bought for $5,000 that we depended on the farm with. But any farmer in that country could come on that 240 acres and shoot a quail or a dove or shoot anything they wanted to shoot, and they could drive a tractor out anytime they wanted to, and Clyde Quincy would never say a word, but when I need it, I'll call you. You say, that's stupid. You can't do that. You got to lock it up, take the key home with you, do everything you can to make sure nobody touches it and nobody steals it. Well, let me tell y'all something. If somebody does steal it, do you know who I belong to? I belong to a Father who can replenish that and who can give it to you if you have the right heart. God will bless you. So see, my point being is you make God happy when? What? When? You make God happy when you show mercy and when you have a giveful heart. The more you give, you can't outgive God. Y'all know that? Try it one time. Hey, try it one time. Start making the checks out to Clifford P. Quincy. Make them out big and large and watch God bless you. Golly bunk! It's going to be something. See, that would be the message that some would tell you, but that isn't what I'm talking about. Give from the bounty that you've been blessed with, and God will make sure that He replenishes it because He's in charge of that. Let's sing. Stand up. What we singing? Softly and tenderly.